You're listening to After Hours FM.
Hey guys!
Hi.
In case you couldn't tell by our incredibly unique attire today, we're going to be talking about the main character syndrome.
Yes.
I surprisingly found a lot of information about this on WebMD, which is literally a website where you can find information about medical issues. So I found that really funny. Um, so let me just start by giving a definition. Main character syndrome is the perception that your life is a story or a movie where you're the central character. A term that was born on social media, it's not a true syndrome or mental disorder. Main character syndrome is also referred to as main character energy. As you can see, it's not a real disorder, it's just like a phenomenon that occurs, and it started with social media. This is still like obviously kind of a formal definition from WebMD, but this could mean that you, for example, spend a crazy amount of time thinking about what you should wear and how you should look, and how you will come across when you do something very mundane and trivial, like do your groceries. Or it could mean that you draw lots of attention to yourself in moments that are not necessarily about you, such as on someone else's birthday or at their wedding. Or it could also mean undervaluing or villainizing the people around you. So maybe undervaluing your friends and not viewing their experiences as something that is as interesting and as important as whatever happens to you. And things that you do view as important, you might view as like villainizing people or um, making them making them out to be like the enemy and people who want the worst for you when in reality they might not be thinking about you that much. um Not everyone has it out for you.
I just want to say you told me about WebMD that you found like some information on this on WebMD. I until just now realized that I confused WebMD with IMDb.
What?
So I thought you that's what you meant.
No. Imagine.
Up until you said it's a site where you can find
Medical
medical
info.
information. I was like, "Oh, right."
I'm cracking up.
But also, can I say something?
Hmm. Feel free to talk.
So, here's the deal. I feel like there's a fine line between it being actually like problematic. Don't you think a certain level of main character syndrome is good? Because you should, it's good if you can find fulfillment into making yourself look good to go to the grocery store, like pop off, you know?
um I mean, I think to a certain degree, it might not be a bad thing to romanticize certain aspects of your life, but I do think it's kind of um, concerning that a lot of people see themselves as as an extra special person who is worth extra attention and extra,
I feel like the
you know.
moment you start like seeing your friends as less or like the people around you as less and you as more, then it's like problematic. But you should think of yourself as like a special person. Like you should value
Yes,
yourself.
of course, but again, it's called main character syndrome for a
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, true, true,
But
true.
we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
Okay, social media obviously adds another layer to this because it literally gives you a stage to perform for others, which makes you feel even more like a character and the main character if you would want. So your life turns into something where you can share every moment, and it feels like people are genuinely interested to see that. But think about that a little bit longer. Like, think about that a little bit more and question if that's actually true. Because I know lots of people put a lot of thought into their Instagram posts, what they put on their stories, how they arrange their photo dumps. But no one is going to analyze it the way that you analyze it yourself. And no one is going to watch your stories as often as you watch them yourself.
True, but like isn't it nice to put thought into it? I also overanalyze my stories and my posts and I know no one's going to, look at it the way I do, but
See,
I
but that's the
like
difference, the knowing whether
ah
that other people are
yeah.
not viewing you as a main character.
I get it, but I also think it's because I'm not a famous person. Like I'm not even that well known. Like I don't have a private account. I don't have that many followers. So like
Yeah,
at the
but
end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
even if you are a famous person, there will be someone who is more famous than you, and
True,
you're
but I
not
think
the
you
only person in
should
the world.
then be very careful about like your
Yeah,
like
what you
yeah,
post.
and
Yeah.
like it's good. People will acknowledge the like effort and the order you put photos in, and
True.
like they will micro analyze it, whereas for me they won't. So like
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
some people are kind of, they should have a little bit more main character syndrome, mayhaps.
And there's also this aspect that was described on WebMD as well of starting to treat normal things in everyday life as something bigger, like as something that's part of a ritual or routine. For example, you're not just cleaning your room, you are resetting your room.
Oh my
And
god.
you're not just getting an iced latte, you're part of a community that only drinks iced drinks, and that is how you get your day started. And people shouldn't talk to you before that, you know?
That's hilarious.
This is a real
What the hell?
phenomenon.
I think, but the thing is, I think it's kind of tricky because you should romanticize your life, because what if, like, what if you're actually really not that happy, or you really don't have that great of a life, and then you romanticize it, and then it like becomes low-key worth living a little bit.
What the fuck? I'm having like the weirdest cramps. I just had like such a unique cramp. I've never felt that before.
Oh my god.
This is giving main character
This is,
syndrome,
and this is
individual
because
experience.
this is because you're talking about WebMD.
No, but I think there's a difference between finding joy in the little things and doing things because you want others to perceive you a certain way.
Yeah,
That's what this is
I
about.
agree. I agree.
Okay, some symptoms, because yes, there are symptoms, may be think you're more important than you really are or overestimate how much your actions matter to other people. Have a distorted view of reality. Ignore or not see the consequences of your behavior. Behave in certain ways just to get attention or act dramatically. Act or dress in a way that's not really you. Have the urge to reinvent yourself or change your brand. Lack empathy. Romanticize your problems, such as thinking you have to go through certain things to grow and develop. Experience cognitive dissonance, where you feel the need to justify your actions to yourself because they don't align with your values or beliefs.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I think main character syndrome is like peak stereotypical POC elders. Or
What?
I think that. I really do. Because think about it, like I'm not trying to generalize, but I feel like especially in Eastern cultures, the respect is like a huge thing, and reputation is a huge thing. So
Yeah,
you do a bunch of things so that other people perceive you as a respectable person, and they will like you and they will take you seriously. That's how you like get a good, you know,
that's
rep.
real.
And then
But I
you're
think
low key fake because
it,
you're just doing this because you want other people to see you a certain way.
well, yes, it's definitely performative, but I don't know if I would call it main character
I
syndrome
do, because
because
they lack empathy.
they do, but they're not like reinventing themselves or changing their brands. And I also don't think they're thinking about like they're overestimating how much people think about them because people really do think and talk about you in those societies, at least to my
In
knowledge.
those societies, yeah, but the outside world really doesn't. And
But
also,
the outside world for them is just their communities.
but while also changing their brand, I think yes, they do change their brand because they have their own personalities. And I know, like, these people were not born this way. They are shaped this way as like,
As everyone is, yeah.
yeah, but like I'm sure they had like hobbies and interests and like
Oh,
passions, but they had to suppress that or change them in order to like fit this stereotype. Like I'm sure, or like I mean, this image. Because I, how many people have become lawyers and doctors and done studies that they didn't want to do, or marry people they didn't want to marry just
yeah.
to have other people look at them a certain way.
Yeah, but again, I think it's more performativeness than main character
I don't know.
energy because that's more about the need to fit in and be accepted and stuff and less so about being
Special.
unique and standing out
No,
and
but I don't know that, because I know people who like married rich, or like married into a family with like a very reputable, good last name. And then it's like, then you are trying to stand out because you're trying to like be special by being with this person, or like, do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but does that mean you genuinely think of yourself as better than everyone else in the world?
Yes.
I don't
I feel
know.
like I feel like I have seen this around me. And this what
Okay,
you just read reminds me a lot of it, and maybe it's not the same, and I'm sure they don't have all the symptoms, but then again, you don't need all the symptoms to be sick. You know what I'm saying?
true. Okay. Um
Just some
well,
food
there
for
was
thought.
also a portion in on the website about how you should not confuse main character syndrome with narcissism, which is an actual mental disorder. And you should also it also had a link to the page about schizophrenia because they can low-key
Oh,
overlap because you have a
okay.
distorted view of the world and you genuinely
Schizophrenia is isn't that a little bit more?
that's also a genuine mental disorder.
Yes, I know, but like I feel like that's not in the same realm of this.
Well, yeah, because being delusional happens in
But
both.
schizophrenia is like scary though, right?
Well, yeah. Well, it
This
doesn't have to
is
be. Okay, now we're going to talk about some less formal descriptions of um,
main
main
character
character syndrome. So you have the internal monologue master. This person narrates their life like Morgan Freeman is getting paid for it.
syndrome.
I got this information from Medium, like an article on Medium. Turns buying groceries into an existential
That's
journey
hilarious. This is starting to sound like schizophrenia.
and has a mental soundtrack for literally everything. I feel like everyone has that.
For like you go to this to the grocery store and you have the same song whenever you go to the grocery store.
No, it's more like, okay, now I'm listening to Uptown Girl while I go to the
But
grocery
why don't
store
you
and it's
actually then
giving.
put on music?
You can.
Like I do, and I think that's different. I feel like that's not main. Like can't I just listen to music?
You can. It's just part of how Medium expresses
I feel
this.
like if you just think about like this is playing in the background and it's not actually playing, that's a little bit worrisome to me. But
Okay, then there's the social media storyteller, which is basically a performative person on social media who treats their Instagram story like a season finale that people have been waiting for. And then there's the drama director who believes that every minor inconvenience is a plot twist and they create conflict just to have something to do,
oh
just
my
for the plot. And they are genuinely upset when people don't follow their imagined script and when people's personalities don't match what they wanted it to be.
that's scary. Get a life. Ew, I hate that.
Now we're going to talk about a bit more about social media and the role it has in this and the individuality complex that people with main character syndromes often have. So, on social media, you can literally decide how you are perceived. You can present the best version of yourself, and that will be how people know you online. And yeah, like we discussed before, you watch your own stories and TikToks or whatever you post way more than anyone else probably does, and you think about it way more than other people do, unless you're an actual influencer. And then when something unusual or interesting happens, instead of reacting to that in real life and dealing with it, you just want to share it and you want to broadcast it like as if it's your show and you have to show your audience and update them to see your interesting experiences. And you start to make things in your life extra Instagrammable. Like you might be late to a hangout with a friend because you wanted to look good because you wanted to take pictures for Instagram, or you might um, choose certain spots to hang out just because it would look better on social media than if you would choose other spots, if that makes sense.
But then what what if I just think that picture like if it looks prettier on social media,
Yeah,
isn't it like generally just if you can take pretty pictures there, isn't it just a prettier place?
it is
What
probably.
if I just want to go to a prettier place and take photos, but like in my mind I'm not necessarily being like, "Oh, I need to post this on social media." Like, can I just want to take pictures with my friends?
You can, but that then it's not to make your life Instagrammable. Then it's just to make pictures.
I guess.
Okay. Then I wrote this in capital letters. Lack of empathy. Guys, we see this a bit too often on social media, and this was one of the symptoms of main character syndrome. But people nowadays have a big lack of empathy.
Literally,
No one knows how to behave anymore. No one is raised right on the internet because every like norm, value based human decency just flies out of the window when you are anonymous and protected because you're not physically in the room with people who will beat you up for saying stupid stuff.
literally, it's scary.
Like, okay, think about this. How many times have you seen an extremely hateful and hurtful and mean comment, clicked on that person's profile only to find a cross in their bio?
And then it'll be some Bible verse.
It will be like a Bible verse about having to be kind. The call is coming from inside the house. Like, why do you think you should be kind and everyone else should be kind? And why are you broadcasting that on your platform while simultaneously being extremely weird and rude? What is happening? Like, what is the cognitive dissonance of that? Um, and then also, you know how how people say like someone will be reposting TikToks of like no one knows how it really feels to be going through a hard time, and no one understands how people mistake my kindness for weakness, and then the people reposting that will be people who were genuinely extremely rude to you in real life, and
Literally.
who, like, your freaking high school bully will be reposting stuff like be
Always
kind.
be kind to people because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah, like what the fuck is that? And why are we like, this is main character syndrome because you want people to treat you that way and you want people in your circles to be kind and nice, but still people outside of those circles deserve not the same behavior.
No,
Like
because they're
they,
side characters. They're literally side
exactly,
characters
like
to
you're
you.
undervaluing those, or you're villainizing them and then deciding like, oh, but you're the villain in my life, so you deserve bad things happening to you because I need to win. And then there's
That's so
also,
messed up.
I know, I always see this with people who are not the prettiest and their TikTok is nothing about looks. Nothing about looks. Like it could literally be about making music and someone will be commenting, "You look chopped as fuck." Like, you are unk. And then it's like, where did that even come from? Like, imagine seeing someone on the street thinking they look extremely ugly. Would you go up to them and say, "You look chopped as fuck"? No. You would look away and go about your day because you have no business saying that to anyone. They probably know what they look like. They don't care what you think about their looks. Why would they want to hear that? Why would
But it's
anyone want to
not
see
about
that?
that. Like, even if they know they look chopped, like, I know I look chopped sometimes. I don't want to hear it, though. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
not
I
about
know.
that.
Yeah, like I don't care what you think. And then there's also like the whole body shaming thing that I think is just so
Oh my
gross because
god.
I don't know why people genuinely think that if you are not a 3D printed version of Bella Hadid, you need to be
If it
stoned.
doesn't look like it hurts to move for you, then you're just not there
Yeah,
yet.
like people will dox you and then email a guillotine to your address to use on yourself.
Think about this. If do you, I it, everybody already looks the same. All the influencers already look the same. Like,
Genuinely.
are you not tired? Do you not get tired? I listen, all love and respect to them. No hate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, by hating like this and forcing people to like look a certain way, you're only making it more like this. Like, you're seeing a copy paste of the same
But that's what
people.
they want because that's the type of people that they've convinced themselves are part of their
They're
circle,
so
part
boring.
of
You're
their
so
important.
boring.
I agree, but they think it's actually like disgusting. And mind you, again, the video has nothing to do with body image. Like it doesn't have anything to do with body image or what you look like or physical appearance. And someone will be commenting, the fact that you posted this gave me so much confidence about the body that I actually despise and wish I
Literally.
could burn. Like,
I hate my body, but I love it on you.
and okay, it's one thing if you comment this on someone whose entire account is about spreading body positivity and whose entire goal is
Yeah.
making people feel better about their bodies. But some people just want to exist online and happen to exist in a an unconventionally
But
looking
it's
body.
not even unconventionally looking, because if you go on the streets, do you see people looking like TikTok models, like Instagram models all around you? No,
No.
you don't. Like,
The way that people comment as if the person who posted the TikTok cannot see the comments.
no,
Like,
but they don't give a fuck.
no, but they genuinely don't. Yeah, like they don't care. Like someone will post something again being ugly or like having a conventionally ugly body, and then someone will comment, just checking if the comments are not out of line. I'm happy that the comments passed the
But I
vibe
also
check.
think it's like something psychological because you can't see who's like on the other end, which is
Yeah,
why you might think like, oh, they don't exist.
yeah, that's, yeah, but it's
But
so
it's
fucking
so
weird.
weird. Yeah.
And then I also wanted to talk about what about meism, which we often see in comment sections on social media apps. Like someone will make a cute TikTok with their father, and someone will be in a comment like, "My dad left me," or like,
Like only trauma dumping.
yeah, or the other way around. Like someone will make a TikTok about a parent who has passed away, and then people will be in the comments like, "Hugging my dad extra tight tonight. Oh my god, I'm so happy and grateful to have a good dad, and I feel so bad for everyone who was not able to experience that." Girl, this is not about you. You should not be commenting that on a serious
Like,
post.
like
Time and place.
this ain't about you right now. Like, please.
Literally. Or the whole thing, like the beans thing, like someone posting a recipe for bean soup, and then someone commented, "What if I don't like beans? Then maybe you shouldn't be making bean soup." Maybe. Crazy
I'm
thoughts.
allergic to beans. What?
Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about was also the whole phenomenon on social media, because on one hand everyone has main character syndrome, everyone thinks they are the only person in the world. On the other hand, everyone looks like the next person. Like everyone looks alike, everyone dresses the same, they even talk the same, they even have the same humor. And I don't know why I'm saying they, I should be saying we, because I'm also part of that group who talks a certain way. Like I recently saw a TikTok about the most annoying chronically online girl with no personality talking to you, POV. And it was someone talking exactly like how I talk.
What?
Yeah, it was
I
like,
think you're unique.
no, but in the sense that like people saying those little buzzwords that you learn because you're online and you think it's funny, so you copy that behavior, like it becomes part
No,
of
I don't
how
think
you
this is
talk.
valid.
No, it's, and people think that's annoying, but I think that's funny, and that's how I talk to my friends, and that's how I make friends with people, when we talk similarly, and I see that their humor matches my humor, and it's just fun.
So we're both basic and boring.
I wouldn't say that. I would say we are both just funny and cool, and that's just how I recognize
Exactly.
my people. But yeah, other people perceive that as boring and basic, but we're going to get into that now. How do unique things and funny things become trends? So obviously, trends exist because people come across things on social media and take inspiration from it. They make it too, and it spreads. And at a certain point, it's going to spread so far that everyone knows what this is. For example, when I say hashtag TBT, everyone will know that I mean Throwback Tuesday or Thursday. Okay, one of
I
the two.
don't know.
Or hashtag mood. Like, where did that come from? Like, back in the millennial days when the millennials were running the internet.
Back in the musically day.
Yeah, like everyone would be commenting mood when they like
Like
related to something.
relatable, yeah. Like this is so my mood, like my
Yeah,
mood.
like this is the exact mood that I am in right now. But it would just be hashtag mood, and everyone would understand. Or even right now, there is the whole concept of a photo dump, and it's usually in a particular order that I saw explained by this etymologist TikTok guy who, yeah,
Really?
and he's always on my For You, and he makes really interesting TikToks. But he was saying that usually, and this is the same for dating apps, it has the same order. Usually, it's first a picture of that person themselves, then it's like a normal, serious, beautiful picture. Then it's maybe a selfie or a close up. Then maybe a full body picture. Then a sillier photo that shows your personality. Then a group picture to show your friends or your environment. And then maybe it will end off with a meme or a funny moment.
I'm gonna say, but what about me? Because this ain't relatable to me.
You also make monthly photo dumps. And you
Not
also.
monthly, but they sure. I don't have that many photos of myself in them. It's
Okay.
usually me, some like aesthetic photos that I took of the environment or like a place or whatever, and my friends, like something with my friends or like
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't have that many photos of myself in my photo dumps unless it's maybe my birthday photo dump.
But girl, the whole point of social media is to take pictures of yourself. Like, it's not a
No,
bad
it's
thing.
not. No, it's not.
I think it
It's a
is.
it can be used as many things. You can use it as
Yeah,
a little diary, as a
for
little
sure.
blog, as a little journal.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. Like I take a pretty picture and I want to post it to my photo dump because it adds to the aesthetic that I'm going for.
Yes, because it's ultimately about you and the image you want to have.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be me physically.
No, and that's
That's what you
true.
were saying. You're trying to beef with me about
No, that's not
you
the
didn't even like
point.
my last photo dump.
No, I did.
No, you didn't, because I posted it very recently.
I think I was literally the first like. Go check it. So, now we're going to talk about novelty and saturation. And I forgot the people who I read this article about. These are academic concepts that are have to do with news, but the same can be applied to the internet, in my opinion. You have the concept of novelty. This makes something interesting. This puts you on the map. This will make people look at it. So it will be like a new trend that people relate to. Not a trend, like a new phenomenon, a new sound, maybe on TikTok, or a new sentence on Twitter. I don't know. People will think it's funny, people will think it's interesting, people will talk about it, and people will post about it. At a certain point, there's not enough novelty anymore. Like the new thing has become quite old and you have saturation. So we're done with it. It's over. Like it has done too much. Like it's not interesting anymore. And at that point, that becomes basic or boring or even cringe. And we look for something new again. So there will be a new novelty in the sphere, and we will go for that. So that's how things start out unique and funny and cool, and then later become boring and basic and cringe. Another thing about social media that we already touched upon is that it feels like a performance, it feels like a stage, and it kind of feels like you're being surveilled all the time because you don't know when or if people are going to see your story, but the chance is there. You don't know if people are going to analyze every single thing in your photo dump, but the chance is there. And just to like just in case, you want everything to be perfect and you want your feed to look good, you want everything to be nice.
My feet.
Your feed with a D, unless you have a very specific type of social media. Social media has kind of become a I'm so bad at that word.
I think so.
Surveillance mechanism that tells you how to look and how to act. But the more you change yourself to fit in, the lonelier it can start to feel because the more it can start to feel like you're kind of sacrificing parts of yourself or compromising certain things in your life to just be able to fit in more. And it can be kind of isolating and kind of,
Like you're putting yourself in a box.
yeah, kind of. And everyone is so obsessed with curating their image, they can forget to be themselves.
That's so deep, girl.
Like you can be so obsessed with being viewed as the main character that you forget that after all, you're just a human. Like you're one of the
And you're
8
you. You're your
billion.
own person.
Yeah, and you're just the main character in your life, not in anyone else's. So
And
calm
you don't
down.
have to be. You
And
don't
yeah,
have to
it shouldn't
be.
be a desirable thing. So actually, the whole main character syndrome and the whole basicness thing, they are not mutually exclusive at all. They are very much
Interlinked.
interconnected and a lot more similar than you might think. They are like this. They're intertwined.
They're us. Maybe we have main characters.
We probably do. We probably do.
Whatever. Everybody has a certain level of
Yeah,
main
but we don't
character.
necessarily think we're the most unique, most
No, but I
revolutionary
think we're
podcasters
really
ever.
funny, and I
Yeah,
think we're allowed to
we're
be
entertaining
here.
and
Like,
but that's not the same as thinking you're the best person in the world and you're the only person and you're the main person everyone should be focusing on. I just want to be a cute little side creator that you sometimes put on and you're interested to listen to. I
yeah.
don't want to be your number one parasocial idol,
What?
okay? Because it's not about necessarily being unique, it's just about being the most important person in the room. Okay, the whole basic trend thing actually contributes to main character syndrome and insensitivity towards others. Because you kind of get the feeling of how I wrote it. I am normal. Everyone who isn't normal is less human and therefore less deserving of empathy. Because this is genuinely how people act on the internet. So if you have a different body type, I will not see a reason to respect you. If you have a different ethnicity, what the fuck? Like, I've literally seen people, I don't know if you've seen this, probably you have, but people being like, making fake Indian accounts where their profile picture is a random Indian man and they think that is the epitome of humor. Or like
Oh
someone will
my
say that
god.
they are Indian and people will be dying laughing in the comments as if your ethnicity is like the funniest thing ever and just treating it as a joke.
Are you okay? Are you slow? Like,
Bro, people are dumb. They are ignorant. They are literally viewing people who are different than them as less human and
ew.
therefore less deserving of respect and empathy.
That's gross.
And obviously, the same goes for other things like sexualities or abilities. I also saw this TikTok of a girl. She was disabled. The fire alarm was going off, and she was on her own in the stair
Oh, I know about this. I saw
thing.
this too.
And it was like, this is how it feels being disabled, by the way. And people were commenting like, that's actually the safest place you could be. Like in the whole building, that's the safest place you could be. So stop complaining. It's actually designed that way. We couldn't design, like, there is no other more inclusive version of that. Like there's enough time for the firefighters to come and save you. If it was so safe, if that was like the safest place ever to be during a fire, why is there no one with her waiting for the firefighters with her? Why is no one keeping her company if it's
That's
so safe?
so fucked up.
I know. Yeah. And for example, once people become part of a certain trend or a certain aesthetic, they can also switch up on people who act like how other people used to act. Okay, that's very vague. Let me give an example. People who used to be fat and lose the weight and become like a skinny fit girl will start acting fat phobic on social media and acting like fat people deserve to die or like not exist.
What?
Have you never seen that?
I know, not that extreme. Mostly like I can do it. Like I did this. Like I did a huge accomplishment, and you can do it too. Blah blah blah.
No, I think that's very positive and encouraging. I've seen things like, um,
No, but it's like it's like borderline obsessive because like every
okay,
video is
that's
like
really weird.
you should be disciplined, and this is how I lost 60,000,000 pounds. Like
60,000,000 pounds. I've seen videos of people being like, yeah, I'm so happy I was bullied because that's how I lost the weight. And
or people
honestly,
being like,
people,
bring back
yeah, bring
bullying.
back bullying.
Are you okay?
No one who has ever been bullied would ever
Yeah.
say bring back
Like, just
bullying.
know the people who are saying this are the people who peaked in fucking high school,
Yeah, who
who
have never
never
bullied, who
have
were the
been
bullies and
bullied
want to bully again.
a day in their life. Like, never ever have they come close to that.
No, they were the bullies. They just want
Literally.
to continue
They
their
would laugh
hobby.
at you.
And it's such a dumb fucking sentence because do you know how many kids kill themselves every year because of bullying?
And do you know the long lasting effects of bullying? Like, that shit stays with you.
And it's so dumb to me because it never left. What do you mean bring back?
Like, just because you did not experience it doesn't mean it wasn't there.
No, it was definitely there. It's always been there.
And guess what? You might have played a big part in it. So
yeah,
like,
so
please
shut the fuck up.
mind your business.
Literally. Okay, a milder example is, for example, I don't know if you've seen all of those hygiene Olympics videos of people taking 2 showers a day and using one antibacterial soap, one bar soap, and one
Jesus
scented
Christ.
body wash, and then following up with a body butter and then a body oil and then
Do
a
y'all
dusting
are y'all
powder.
not employed? Like, come on.
And then people will be like, oh, I don't do dusting powder. And then someone will be commenting, you are actually a fat, sloppy pig who who loves being covered in mud. Like, just say that you love eating your own shit. You could be like, yeah, I actually prefer just using one soap instead of three, and people will genuinely comment. That's why you smell like your pet rat. As a matter of fact, I can tell that you sleep with your 50 dogs in the same bed because you smell like dog every day because you don't use cinnamon, vanilla scented body wash, dusting powder, body oil, body butter, body lotion, body perfume, like body deodorant, body spray,
Body oil.
every single body product. Like, people will actually find a way to slander you for not being the number one gold medal holder of the hygiene Olympics.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And this would never have happened if the hygiene thing hadn't become a trend. No one would have known about these 50 steps that some people take to smell decent. Because most people don't need 50 steps for that. Like,
Like,
if you get smelly fast, that's okay. And I'm glad that you can find tips for that.
at the end of the day, I feel like the solution to all of this is just why don't you do you?
Literally.
And everybody will do their own thing. Like,
Exactly. Now, as a case study, I couldn't choose. So you can choose. We can talk about curly hair talk.
I know I
book
have
talk.
seen the curly hair talk thing that you're I think I can take a guess on what you're talking about. And I've seen it, and I feel like
Mhm.
I have straight hair. So if I've seen it, that should tell you something. Whereas
Yeah.
book talk, I don't really know what you would want to talk about.
Just the whole intellectual Olympics, but at the same time, literally, people. Oh my god! Okay. Wait, I'm gonna say one thing about book talk, and then
We can do both. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's this one YouTuber, and I love her videos. Her channel name is Amina's Not Okay, and she's this like YouTuber, and she's hijabi, and she often makes videos about books. And then one time she was just in public, I think studying or something, or maybe in public transport. Someone came up to her, and they said, "You're the girl who talks about smut." Yeah, they did
Oh
that.
my god, I would be mortified.
I know. And then she was like, excuse me. And then they were like, I know you. You're on TikTok. You're the girl who talks about smut.
Does she?
She doesn't. That's the funny part. And the thing is, there was this other creator who was also hijabi, and she talked about smut on TikTok. Okay, first of all, don't come up to someone in public and say that in a public setting.
You could have
Read the
brought
room.
that in a million different ways. That would have been not that problematic.
Exactly. It could have been a whisper.
It could have been, I know you from TikTok.
Yeah.
I love your videos.
I love your videos about books.
You don't even have to say what it's about.
Yeah, you can be like, oh, we have the same taste in books and I really appreciate that, or whatever. Like, or I really love how open you are about the things you read. That's really
Like,
fun.
aren't you not embarrassed? Isn't that embarrassing for you as well?
Genuinely.
Oh
Oh my god. And people just feel comfortable saying that to people, and that really is crazy to me. But yeah, the whole book talk thing, I was gonna say that like some people just read kind of the same genre all the time, and it's not really that intellectually challenging. It's more for entertainment and more just something fun to do, and something that takes their like that's their hobby. They just want to read fun things. And then people will be in the comments shaming them and being like, you're actually a stupid dog who has never used their brain cells for a day in their lives. This is actually a genre that's meant for children, and you're actually 8 years old mentally. I don't know how you survive in the adult world. You're actually a stupid pig for not being able to read Tolstoy every day as a hobby, because I read 500 books every day, and the fact that you only read one per week
Is
shows me
disgusting.
that you are not serious about yourself at all.
Right.
That's also a thing. Like people documenting how many books they read per year. People also do this for movies. People also do this with the amount of time they spend listening to songs. But people are kind of treating it as a competition, as if it's about quantity over quality, which I hate. In my opinion, it's supposed to be about quality.
I agree.
Like,
Like, you can read a million books, but if you don't know what it's about, then what even is the point?
yeah, if you skip chapters, or
Like,
if
we
you
know you can read. Don't worry. We
yeah,
know you're probably literate, but
yeah,
you don't have to prove it. Like,
you
it's
don't
okay.
you don't need to, like, what is your reason for skimming a book,
Like, what's even the
calling
point?
it finished, and then forgetting all about it and probably never being able to talk about the plot? What is the point?
So that you can say, "Oh, I read that," and then if anybody ever asks you about
Oh,
it,
what
like,
was it
"Oh,
about?
what did you think of this?" Then you're gonna be like,
I don't know.
"Uh."
Oh, but a whole new genre of people has just emerged because of the AI thing, and people are genuinely, there are people out there who say that they have read so many books by just asking ChatGPT about them, and then they don't have to go through the trouble of like actually opening the book and reading the whole thing, because they can just ask AI and that will be their version of reading the book, because they will get all of the important
Bro,
parts.
what the hell? What the hell?
Which is so fucking
Oh my god,
insane to
that's
me.
scary. That's scary. Bring back literacy.
Please bring back literacy, please. I also feel like that would solve a big part of the main character issue.
I agree.
And then yeah, curly hair TikTok is just a bunch of people getting offended and a bunch of people feeling comfortable to say their opinion on someone's hair.
Isn't there things called the curly hair police or
Police, yeah,
something?
but there's so many
Bro,
sites.
I've had so many videos on my For You page. My For You page. I don't have curls. I have pin straight hair.
Well, okay, so according to the oh my god, the curly hair police, I wouldn't call your hairpin straight. I would call it straight with texture
Okay, thanks, but
and
like,
volume.
but if you would say this if you would record a TikTok and you would say this, we would get beat the fuck up.
Yeah, someone would be in our comments doxing us to send you a curling iron because your hair is so straight.
Exactly. They're gonna say it's just disgusting and gross. That's why it looks like that.
That's crazy. Or people will be like, this is my curly hair routine. And then someone in the comments will be like, this is not curly. This is wavy. And the fact that you're calling it curly is offensive.
They act like you
But
are
on the
killing
other
their
hand,
dog by claiming you have like.
but on
Even
the
if
other
you
hand,
don't have curly hair, what is it to you?
no, I get it though. But like, okay, and the other side of the problem is like people will have type 4 hair. They will comment, they will like make a video about their curly hair routine, and someone will be like, these are not curls, these are coils. Don't you dare call them curls. Girl, who are you? A coil is a curl. A coil is just a tight curl. And also, what pisses me off is that when people have like bigger hair, like more voluminous hair, people will automatically assume and be like, no, this is 3C hair. Like, this is extremely tight curls. No, she just has a lot of volume. That's 3A hair. But okay. The point is, people are throwing around terminology. Um, like, oh, this is this type of hair, this is this type of hair, you should be focusing on this, like you should be focusing on the protein of your hair, on the hydration. Yes, protein is a thing. On your hair porosity, you should be focusing on more, using more curl creams. Your bonnet is wrong, your ponytail is wrong, your pillowcase is wrong, you don't wash your hair often enough, you wash your hair too often, blah 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 blah. And it just what, there's nothing productive about these conversations anymore. And I feel like people partly post it just as rage bait, just because they have no other hobbies in their lives. But why does it matter? Why does it matter?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell does it even matter?
Genuinely.
Everybody want to be the main character these days.
Literally. Okay, well guys,
That was
that's
it.
low-key all I had for today. Oh my god, today I was talking to a girl in my class and she was talking about how she was listening to the Brittany Broski podcast and how she finds it so annoying that at the end of the podcast, Brittany Broski starts her self promo moment and she's like, go to our Patreon, go to our Clips account, go
Well,
to here.
guess
Guess
what?
what we're doing now? But like, this is not because we are narcissists who think we are the most entertaining
We
people
don't need to,
ever.
we don't need to justify ourselves.
Well, I just want to let people know that these other platforms exist and you can also always find them in the description, but we just want to say it because we want to. You can skip this part though. Okay, thank you for listening. That was our 13th episode about main character syndrome. Our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok are all After Hours FM with a zero instead of an O.
We have a YouTube channel where we post more vlog style, more casual content. It's called
Mm-hmm.
After Hours TV.
Yes.
And we also have a radio show.
On Slim Radio.
We do every other Tuesday
Yeah.
at 2:30 p.m. CET.
Yes.
You can find it all in the
In
bio.
description. Okay, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.